Was all of yours everything in person? Was there any sort of online options, and any idea if maybe that has changed at all in recent years?
To my knowledge, at least for the initial X-ray program, for you to go through that, it's in person. Maybe for the didactic work online, but you are required to do so many hours of clinical, like in-person training.
Hmm.
So they're called competencies. So you have to have so many competencies performed in mandatory exams, which would be things that you see basically all the time, like a chest x-ray, an abdomen x-ray, anything extremity wise, like a humeral, forearm, femur. You're required to have so many electives. So elective
Hmm.
would be something that possibly isn't seen as often or ordered as often for a person, say for like a sternum x-ray. To see a sternum x-ray come through is like usually very rare. Even like a
Hmm.
scalp x-ray, you're not performing all the time. And then they also too have competencies that you're allowed to simulate. So x-raying the skull and like the facial bones isn't so much like a common thing anymore. Sometimes, because CAT scan is there and it's so quick, a doctor might choose to just order a skull CAT scan or facial
Hmm.
bones, actually doing the x-ray itself. So as a student, you might be able to simulate it where a technologist who is, reviewing you, or even your clinical instructor, would watch you perform it on your peer to make sure that the position that you're doing is correct in terms of like what's required or what you've been taught on how to do it.
I wouldn't do it online. If there was any ways to do it online, I wanted to be hands-on and you still have to do clinicals, but I liked having professors in front of me, and they've all done all these things too. And that's been their line of work, is different modalities. You just get a different experience that way. But I do believe there are some technical colleges that will do it. Most of the ones I remember looking, though, you needed to be in person. So some of the modality types of things that you can do afterwards, like mammography, wasn't in person. It was a self-paced online program through our professional society, and I just did it when I could.
If there's someone who's interested in doing that online degree path on the Joint Review Committee on Education and Radiologic Technology, that's called the JR Cert, there is something called the Find a Program link using the radiography program and distance education filters. And it looks like there is a number of accredited certificate, associate, and bachelor degree programs that do offer a distance learning path for those core courses. And then you just do your clinical training at whatever the specified clinical site is that's affiliated with that program. I do know that paid on the job training, that does not count towards your required educational hours. That needs to be accumulated before you sit for the registry exam. So you have to have a certain experience that's signed off for before you can sit. So if you're just working and you're hoping to just use your work hours, usually it doesn't work that way. You have to do these clinical hours separately, which is part of the accreditation for the program. Like, they have specific requirements, but you can't really go wrong with the JR Cert website for searching there for anyone who's interested in that path.